How are you? I'm trying to
I'm
set
good.
everything up here. My computer, my regular computer decided to shit the proverbial bed. So
Oh no.
so I'm on my laptop. Apologies.
No, it's all good.
Are
I
you
snuck
having
outside
Portland
thinking,
chills?
oh my gosh, I thought it was going to be nice and warm out here today, but apparently a little
Welcome to the
chilly, but
Pacific Northwest. Yeah.
I'll live. It's fine.
Here, I'll let you borrow a sweater or a
I
dog.
know, right? Yeah, hand it over. I know I got this on my legs. No, I'm good.
I got two dogs ready for you.
Aw, sounds nice.
Have you seen any of the broadcasts yet?
Yeah, I did tune into your last episode. Yeah, just to catch a vibe, and it's super cool.
Oh, with Jack or with Karen?
With Karen, with the
Oh,
with the
isn't she? She's so
woman.
funny.
Yes. Yeah,
You know,
I was just watching that.
we
Uh
just felt like two high school kids like gossiping about film. It was cool.
yeah, no, awesome. That's great.
I don't know how much time you have. I do have an 11 o'clock, so I know I'm gonna be like 10 minutes of if we're running, like if we're in chatty mode. So, so
Yeah,
whatever,
no worries.
and if you want, we can always schedule a second one later on too. So for my other show,
Ooh,
which
a
is
little follow-up. Love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I know I want to listen to more too. I'm like, yeah, so nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm also with you. All right. So my brain goes into my mother's mouth. I mean, see, I'm on my freaking laptop camera. My brain turns into my mother's Massachusetts accent, which I
I
slip
love that.
into spontaneously. I did just watch the news, so I'm in shock still, but it's okay.
About the senator?
But
Senators? Yeah, it's
yeah,
wild.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just saw that too.
I was like, this is how you start your day. It's
I
horror.
know the comment slipped out of my mouth. I'm like, every day feels like the beginning of the end. I'm like, what is
I
happening?
know, I
But
know. That's why
yeah.
we're around. The artists have to change everything for everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna slate it and then we'll play.
Cool.
Go. All right. Oop. Make sure I'm on record because my fuck up yesterday was
Oh,
Jen
really?
and I talked for an hour and a half and I didn't record it.
Oh, jeez.
And then he was so nice. He says, "Yeah, let's do it again." I'm like, no. Okay, for half.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, he was so sweet. Okay. Where's my camera? Focus, goddamn cameras. Everything was in blur. There we go. Got you. Doesn't matter. I just have to see the slate for the editor. All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good lunch, good breakfast, whatever you're eating. I don't care. Eat a lot. Have ice cream. Have cake. Please have cake. This is your antisocial here for the antisocial horror. That's horror, not hua. Horrorish show. And today we are talking with the Portland Horror Film Festival folks. And today we have the glorious and fabulous and multicultural Miss Ashley George, who has a film called Slush in the series this weekend. So, Ashley, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Oh
Nice to
my
meet you.
God, Slush. I don't even want, I'm not going to even start with that. Let's just talk. Let's just talk about you, my darling. Let's just talk about the glorious, like my other film that I watched of yours, Diabla.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
Yeah, I would say my last three films are definitely part of what I'm calling my revenge trilogy. As far as my last shorts go. Yeah, I
And
have
she
been
doesn't
thinking.
have shivers because she's scared everybody. She
Oh
has
yeah,
shivers
I'm not
because
scared. I
I'm
am in the
thinking about Kurt
Pacific
Cobain.
Northwest right now. I thought it was going to be a little warmer today, but it's not. It's all good. But yeah, so Diablo is a film that I made a few years ago in Mexico City about a young woman who is sexually assaulted and she finds retribution through a group of underground witches. And so that,
Ah.
yeah, a lot of fun. Shot that in Mexico City in Spanish. I had to learn a bit of Spanish with that
Tú
one.
hablas español, sí. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Really, really, really great. What a great experience to shoot a film outside of the US. I hope to make many more.
I was gonna say it's not your first out of the language, out of the non-English
Yeah,
speaking.
that was my first time directing a film in another language.
No,
We have
okay.
a really fantastic writer, Alonso Diaz-Ricard, who's from Mexico, and so yeah, he pulled together that great script for us once Maya Korn, the producer, and I pulled together the idea.
So,
And so, yeah, we were really blessed, had a really great team. And actually, Shayla Altamirano, the DP on that project,
mhm.
I've had her on my last three films. So
Isn't it
that was
great when you have a
the
team
beginning
that's
of a
good?
great relationship. Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, I'm wearing my makeup
Oh, very
work fix
cool.
again. So it is for those who aren't aware, this is also protest Saturday. So as you do, oh, good coffee. If my dogs bark, the standard drinking game is do take a sip. This is actually a picture of one of my dogs who's sitting by my feet at the moment.
Oh, amazing. I love how my brain went directly to Trixie Mattel when I saw that, but it was
Yeah, I usually get like, is that a roller derby? Yeah, it's a roller derby thing. Yeah, and a drag queen thing. So it's what we do.
yeah.
So when you were a little kid, did
Yeah.
you have one of those Fisher Price things where you were like taking pictures of people like this, or how did you get into film?
No, I grew up loving scary movies. Like I would stay up late at night. Once my parents were in bed, I would go downstairs and I would watch whatever I wanted. Much to their dismay. I failed to make it back up to my bedroom a few times, so they caught me. But yeah, I loved horror movies.
You just
Like
tell them I was watching Donnie and Marie.
yeah, I was, yeah, not the comedy kid. I was like, I want to watch The Lost Boys and, watch all these cool like 80s horror movies. And so yeah, I just fell in love with movies at a young age. I didn't start making films until I moved to San Francisco in my early 20s.
Yeah, I read about that. You're part of the cow.
Yeah, Scary Cow. Do you know about that?
I
The
do
Scary
know about that. Do
Cow?
tell people about this.
Yeah, so Scary Cow is a film collective that I was lucky enough to come across when I moved to San Francisco.
You and I were
And
there. I was
yeah,
there 10 years after you the first time at San Francisco State. So keep talking.
that is so cool. Oh, I love it. Yeah, so Jagger McConnell was leading this film collective. It was just a place for people that wanted to make films in a casual, level, just, no budget, get together, you pitch your ideas, you form teams. And so that's where I started learning, how to produce, right?
Yeah,
How to be
guerrilla
resourceful.
filmmaking. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
all the many things that go into it, right?
We used to call it flash mob films.
Well, yeah, that's a good way to refer to it for
Yeah.
sure. But that was kind of how I kind of hit the ground running, like actually making movies. At the same time that I was working with filmmakers in Scary Cow, I was getting my bachelor's in cinema at San Francisco State.
Very
So,
cool.
so yeah, and I was that was more like film criticism and theory. We weren't making as much film,
You're watching and evaluating.
Yeah, I was dissecting and analyzing.
Yeah.
No, and watching a lot of great films, of course. But yeah, Scary Cow was super cool. We got to make our films, and then they played at the Castro Theater, which was always
The
really
best
exciting.
theater in the world.
Oh my gosh,
That one and
such
the
fond
Egyptian are my two
memories.
favorite. Hollywood is a close third.
No, yeah, Castro's very special. I haven't been there in ages, but I do miss it a lot. But yeah, so that's kind of how I got started in my early 20s. Scary Cow Film Collective, and then yeah, film
What
school
a
and
good group of people to be roped in with. It's like being in the Ashcan School for Art back in the day. You get this
yeah.
core group of people that they just burst out with this really amazing stuff.
Well, yeah, and I met so many great friends that I still am in touch with to this day. I mean, that was like that was a long time ago. That was over 10 years ago. That was like 15, 16, 17 years ago. Wow.
When you
So
were 15, 16, 17.
yeah, totally. But yeah, like Maria Miala, Alexa Fraser Heron, so
Yeah.
other filmmakers that I adore.
And
I
some
met
are still in the Bay Area doing their thing.
totally. Yeah, Maria's in Texas. Alexa's still there. So yeah, it really, really fond memories. And I miss having that, having more like film collectives, just groups of people that want to get together and make movies because it is so tough. And even making short films, you'd be surprised how much money goes into these little,
Yeah. I don't
these
think
15-minute films.
anybody in the audience would be surprised by that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
Just
it's
catering
crazy.
alone is like a whole budget back when I was in grad school.
And I apologize. Someone started mowing their lawn just now.
Oh,
So
I don't hear it. We're good.
okay, thank goodness. Yeah.
No telling what sounds you'll hear today again. It is protest Saturday. So when in doubt, scream it out. Um, what was the first type of film you made? Was it a horror movie, obviously, or was it something a little bit more mysterious?
No, I really was like tapping into my experimental roots at the very beginning.
So
So like
Maya Deren was a big influence.
oh, huge. Oh, I loved Maya Deren. I loved Kenneth Anger,
Thank
Stan
you.
Brakhage. Like, so I was just, yeah, so whipping out the 16 millimeter and the Bolex and whatever, And so my first films were very much more experimental in nature. Always very personal, kind of like poetic. And
Yeah, because
so,
when you're in your 20s, you want to show the world a
yeah,
girl's
I
soul
was
and how important it is to feel and
finding myself and making beautiful things that related, and looking back is so, and I was just thinking about this the other day. It's how much my style has changed, but that is we evolve. And yeah, I started out making way more. Actually, they were not simple, they were way more complex. The amount of things we try to stuff into those films, as far as messaging,
that's
it was
cool.
a lot.
Do you find yourself going back and going, I could still use that idea?
Oh, for they were just so deep and so complex for me. I mean, I think, for the outsider, I think they're just like, oh wow, beautiful images. And I get like, but for me, I'm like, oh, it meant so much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now I'm like simplifying for the audience to also understand the things that I
Yeah,
mean.
I want the world to get me.
I want people to get me. Yes, I have something to say. So, yeah, I was making films more for myself then, for sure. And so that's changed,
It's
obviously.
like songwriting with vision. Um,
Yeah.
my first few films, I was obsessed with hands. So I would take films of little old ladies, sewing or crocheting or knitting, and go down the street to the coffee place and have people making coffee, and I have like 10, 15 hours of people's hands just sitting around on 16.
I love
As you
that
do.
though. I love that.
Yeah, this is 40
That's
years
my
later.
vibe.
What was the type of film that you we get that I'm gonna guess that you probably like I'm gonna guess like this wow, somebody just mysteriously walked behind you. Ooh, there's a ghost behind
There's
you.
no kids running around here.
Guillermo del Toro, I'm guessing like Pan's Labyrinth, maybe? No.
As far as the films that
The
I
stylized stuff, yeah. There's stuff that you like that, or was it more of the Jeffrey Combs Reanimator kind of stuff?
Oh no. So I was my first like horror love was definitely like Dario Argento and Italian Giallo. Oh my gosh, the first time I saw Suspiria, it was just like
I
a
bring that
game
up
changer
almost
for
every
me.
conversation.
Oh my gosh, I just like, oh, I was like, it is so beautiful and artful and just, yeah, I loved what he did
He
with
was
with
obsessed
women.
with
There were all
singing,
films,
too.
about these female characters too. And so I was deeply enthralled with that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, Dario Argento was a first love. I would say he's definitely up there. But I also really loved like French extremist like horror. I loved, like the high tensions. Hold on one sec. If we can pause.
It's really funny. This has been a commercial announcement sponsored by Trixie.
We'll just edit that out. I got to
I
reference
just
myself
put
there.
the dog pictures. This has been sponsored by Trixie.
Yeah, she just wanted to be involved. But yeah, so yeah, in addition to Dario Argento, just like French extremism, I mean, I saw like films like Martyrs and High Tension and yeah, that those
Well,
that
even
really
Maya
tapped into
Deren's
director's
films,
heart.
like what's the name of the one of her and Stan on the beach? Can't remember the name of it. But anyway, where she's crawling over these rocks and stones and things. I always think of her as being this like incredibly powerful woman that just comes out of the dirt and wants to take over the world. I always loved her visions and things.
Oh,
Um,
Maya.
yeah,
Totally mesmerizing. I gotta
yeah.
watch your
But
films
of
on.
course, that would be the French. Have you seen a lot of Asian at all, or was it mostly just the European styles?
Yeah, I would say definitely more I mean, there was my first intro to Asian horror was like The Ring and
As
that
you do.
that vibe. So yeah, I'm still digging into that, but yeah, the European filmmakers for sure, I definitely.
I only asked this because the photography in the latest one that's in this festival reminds me a lot of some of the Japanese work that's coming out right now, where there's a lot of a flowy light is part of the imagery, and Slush, some of the flowing light, the photography in Slush is stunning. um, the character, the acting is also stunning. I didn't want to jump into this particular film right away, but I can't stop thinking about it, honestly. It's
Oh,
one of those,
well, I hope that's a good thing.
it's a great thing. Where did you find your lead?
Emily Bennett, she is a remarkable actress and producer and director. I came across her through the festival circuit actually when Diablo first was out, and we ran into each other at Panic Fest. After I'd already decided I was going to be making this short film, and we were talking about our relationships with our fathers and just kind of bonding over this story, the Slush, the concept of the film, because
Mm,
ultimately it's like a father-daughter drama in the longer scale.
mm,
And and she is really focusing on producing and directing these days, but she still acts, of course. And I
so
was like,
good.
maybe you'd be great for this part. And I talked her into it. So
Oh,
yeah.
just drop. I mean, I've seen quite a few actors in the films in the last few days, and she's definitely a standout. She and Raquel Levish and Duba Duba, not Duba Duba. Is that Duba? Is she in Duba? No, she's in the other one. She's in oh God, Zach and they're gonna yell at me. Okay, they should just in another film. So I've
No,
only
Emily's
seen four or
fantastic.
five.
Yeah, she's incredible. Just like watching her, I mean, on camera, she just like fills up the screen with so much emotion. And yeah, she
She's
just
very
resonates.
ballet-like. Like every step, even when she's walking down a road, you just feel like you're watching a dancer doing the best performance of her life. It's amazing.
Yeah, she's
Um, yeah, very alluring. Um, where did you get the title for Slush?
yeah. Slush really there, as you can see throughout the film, there's
Yeah, I'm giving
uh
nothing away. La 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 la.
a
So,
lot of like fluidity involved with it, like, body fluids. It's also the lakeside town. There's a lot of water around, and then of course, a lot of people are holding slushies throughout the film. That was kind of my like callback to some nostalgic moments with like slushies in my small hometown. I was like, what makes me think about home? And I was like, oh man, there's that. And so we kind of laced that throughout the film. And then, of course, the pivotal ending has a lot to do with that.
la la
And
la la. La.
like
Yeah.
the slush metaphor is a little bit of like this like overconsumption of like your own beliefs and how it can kind of drown you, so to speak. And again, once you see the film, you'll probably get a better idea of
Yeah.
why it's called slush, but
I
that's
didn't
a
want
little
to give too much away on it at all. I'm notorious about not get. I don't like spoilers. I hate when people do that, and it's like, "Arr!" it's like, don't be a spoiler. The oh, my brain just went off. Sorry. I have it written down. I have things written down in many forms. The um the dreams of this whole building of women, I've noticed a lot in horror in the last 5 years or so, more than I had in the last 20 years. Where the women in the films, not only are they the most prominent character, but the directors are their most prominent storytellers. Do you feel like that you're going to continue being the storyteller, or do you want to write specifically, or do you want to just write through directing?
That's a really great question. Um, I certainly want to focus more on writing and telling my own stories. I feel like in any of my films, I try to, as a director and as a, voice and like leading the production, I really want to imbue it with my own experiences as much as I possibly can, right?
Sure.
So Slush is actually a proof of concept for a feature film, which I'm writing right now.
Good.
And so yeah, the answer is yes, definitely want to write a lot more. And I'm doing that now.
Because it felt like a chapter in a really great book. I mean, really, the whole piece. I kept like, I want to read the next chapter. I gotta read the next chapter. I gotta see what happens here.
Good. Yeah. No, that was the idea. It's so hard in like a 15-minute short. It's like, how much can you give? But we wanted to keep it really in the moment.
Hmm.
Because it is a small slice of like a bigger pie, right? And
Yeah.
so that's good that you want more.
Well,
We
it was
hope
so
to
hard
deliver
because you
that to you
want to get to
soon.
know the dad. The what you get to know about the dad,
Yeah.
you realize you don't know. What you get to know about the lead character, you don't know. But the mother is the whole story in a lot of the way, and it's like she's not even visually on the screen ever. So it's
Yeah.
yeah. So I was just like, okay, this pie, this is lemon meringue pie, and I'm gonna go. I want to taste a little bit of that blueberry over there, and there's a little bit of raspberry over there, and some strawberry
Yeah, totally.
rhubarb.
You want to know what happened with the mother, right? And then the
Yeah,
teacher will go back into that exactly, and just more about the relationship between the mother and the daughter, because there is this magical, like supernatural touch to it. And so
hmm.
just to kind of explain that a little bit, go deeper into that as well as the relationship with the dad. And the town as a whole, there's so many
Oh
relationships to
yeah.
explore.
One of the
So
lines, one of the
it's a
lines
lot.
that I yeah, one of the lines I can give away without actually giving away anything is his brother is worse. It's like, okay, that's all you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, well, why I really wanted to make this specific film is just, the idea of like confronting difficult histories, right? And like, and what it's like to like go back to a place that used to feel like home, but you're an outsider. And
Yeah.
and so with those two themes, and it's just the community is just not welcoming to
And
her
you
at
left
all.
New York, right? New York State or New York City?
So I grew up in a small town in Washington State where I am right now, actually. I head to Portland tomorrow or to yeah, tomorrow. And so yeah, I grew up in a small town and then I left as quickly as I could. I mean, I turned 18. I was like, get me out of here.
You get
And
the
so
Kurt Cobain, I can't be here for the rest of my life.
I was just, I felt like a rat in a cage a little bit. And I just knew there was more for me specifically that I wanted to do that this place couldn't deliver for me. So yeah, I moved to San Francisco and I spent a lot of time there in my 20s. I call that my second coming of age.
Well, Ocean Beach to this
Or
day
maybe
is
it's my
my home in
first.
my heart. I could live on Ocean Beach, and some people do.
Oh man, totally. Yeah, no,
I
what
used to live
a
on
amazing
Balboa,
city.
right there, see the beach every day. So,
Oh yeah, I lived at 47th in Judah, 42nd.
oh, you were right down the street from me. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
that's
like
so
Erie
funny.
and Balboa. So there you
Yeah, that was my first apartment that I lived in with some friends, and then I moved to the Mission.
go.
So I
As
spent
you do.
yeah. I was like, that's where the fun's at. So yeah, I was in San Francisco and then I did a short stint in LA, but I missed the city
Yeah,
because LA was just a big suburb for me, to me. And then I
it's
went
just
to New
strip
York.
malls and traffic. That's all LA is to me.
Yeah. But I just came full circle though. So I was in Brooklyn for 11 years and then I just moved back to Washington to Seattle. So I am officially a Seattle filmmaker these days.
That's cool. Now, the difference between Brooklyn and Seattle, night and day. But but still, it's like this. There's this vibe in New York. I used to live for about a minute and a half down near the village. Um, there's this vibe in New York where you just want to. You're in love with it and you want to stay there for the rest of your life, or get me the hell out of here. And I was in that camp. There's too many people, too many things, too many.
Oh man, I loved it. I was the opposite. I feel like when I went to New York, I was like, oh, this is it for me. Like, I just love
11
the
years.
chaos. It's always on.
Yeah.
There's so much stimulation, like intellectually and just like culturally. I love New York so much. It was a really big deal for me to leave. I was like,
Aw.
oh no, because I never thought I would.
Yeah.
The things you do for love. And
Aw.
I yeah. So I relocated
Been
to
there.
Washington. Yeah. And then really quickly made this film. I moved there in April of last year and then we shot
Oh,
this film
you
in
really
August.
just moved back. Oh.
Yeah.
So do you get to sneak back and like smell the subway or
I don't miss the smells of the subway, especially in the summertime, but
the
I
rats
go
are
back.
blooming and the I miss the rats though, honestly. I kind of like the rats.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well,
I
they're
used to
they're in
train
Seattle
rats. So.
too. They're just a little different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I miss New York a lot. But I am there often. Have a great community there and lots of friends and yeah, I'll never be far away from New York, hopefully.
There's some great filmmakers in New York. Jen Houston and her husband Alan Piper were on my show not too long ago talking about Evil Sublet. And I mean,
Oh,
there's some great filmmakers out, especially the Coney Island group. Just this really wild little like subset of. There's always this one pocket of New York that's a salon, like a group of people that sit, talk art, talk writing, talk being, and it's not just about politics and can I get out of my work day. There
yeah,
that I did love.
absolutely. I need to tap into that Coney Island group.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Look up Evil Sublet. Very cool.
Okay.
Um,
Well.
did you do much acting at all, or was it just seriously behind the camera?
Yeah, I've always been a behind the camera person. I did my performative stints in high school as a dancer, and then I have no interest in being on screen, thankfully.
But you have that model look, and
Oh, that's the sweetest thing. Thank you so much. No, no, there's so many talented actors out there. I'll be behind the camera and let them do their thing. But
what
who
type of
knows?
what?
Maybe one day that'll change, but
Yeah, I mean, come
not for
on.
now.
You got the vibe, you get the glow, you got the look. I would put you in screen. No, no, not even thinking twice about it.
Oh,
I'm
thank
not
you.
going to tell you I just do special effects, so you end up looking like that. But the
Whatever you.
there are no like one of the things I also liked about your work in the past and this current piece is that the effects. Speaking of effects, I just segued right in there. Um, they are much more in your head even than in your eye. And I love the way you feed that.
Yeah, I really so Slush taps into a little bit more of a psychedelic aesthetic. Um there's, some mushrooms and psychedelia involved in the narrative and a lot of what I think you're referring to is some of the more cerebral inner things that are happening. Um so yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. We did a lot of that in camera.
Mhm.
But then the grade helped out with it a little bit, and then of course there are some visual effects in there as well.
Plus, you have to make sure the mushrooms work.
Yeah, we had to test them out. Yeah,
You don't want to use,
but
the
no mushrooms, no mushrooms were consumed during the making of this film that I'm
yeah, there won't be
aware of.
any mushroom PETA people. Send me up
Yeah,
the shrooms.
yeah, no, but the mushrooms thing. It was I mean, there's a lot. I love psychedelic horror film too, of course. And the short it has a little bit of that. The feature has a lot more of that. But mushrooms in Pacific Northwest, I mean, yeah,
Kind of goes with the
yeah.
territory.
This
Yeah,
is the
it's all the
territory.
Native American culture here.
Yeah.
Is it a sweat lodge or is it Joe's
Ritual
basement?
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't know. I've only been out here for a year. How long have we been out here? 2 years, almost 2 years. So,
And
from San
you're in
Francisco.
Portland, right?
Yeah, I just outside in Vancouver.
Okay, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm in Washington. Washington, as my friend says it. You're leaving
Oh,
War?
my dad says Washington too. I'm like, Dad, there's no R in Washington. And
I
then
gotta
I
confuse
just said,
Earl in my
Wash.
car. Yeah,
I'm gonna go wash the car. I'm like, I
yeah,
love you.
exactly. It's so
Love
funny.
you.
Now, did you have brothers and sisters growing up, or were you free to be the only one?
No, yeah, I do. I have an older half brother and then a younger brother and a younger sister.
Cool.
So
And are they in the entertainment too, or are they just like
no,
boring? What?
my brother Tommy, my baby brother Tommy, he's not a baby anymore, but
Oh,
he's an
my favorite.
epidemiologist. So he went into science and health. Yeah,
This is his world.
he's like the family genius for sure. I'm the creative weirdo. He's the family genius. And then Jordan, my sister, she works in accounting. So yeah,
You
I'm
got
the
the
weird.
full Breakfast Club crowd there.
Yeah, it was fun. But we can all watch my work in the same room, which was, we recently screened at Seattle International Film Festival and the whole family was there and that was so
Oh,
special.
that's nice.
Uh yeah. So they might not get it, but they get it. They
They
support
appreciate
us.
you. Yeah, when you do effects, you're if you're like my family, my dad, big old Italian guy. Well, I don't know, man. Things just blew up, and then I had to look at people's boobs. I don't get it.
My dad didn't even say anything. I think he was just like, "What?" And then his only comment was like, "Oh, so the mother was a witch then." I was like, "Well, that's what you got from it. Well, then I love you."
Yeah.
Yes, Daddy.
Have a Girl Scout cookie. You're good, Dad.
I think they're just so in awe, it's yeah.
Yeah. Are you already working on your next project? You gotta be.
Yeah, I am. So the feature script, of course, work in progress, working on finishing that now because I'm really excited to get that out to folks and hopefully start packaging and working on that soon.
I'm sure you're getting a lot of people after seeing this going,
Oh, yeah, we've gotten some really great feedback. I mean, it's clearly a proof of concept, and I've been talking about this film with other producers for over a year now.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited to show them a script, and hopefully it's great and it's ready to go. Of course, it takes time to get it right, so I'm taking that time. And I have some other shorts that are in development now, working on another kind of like supernatural office like comedy horror.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's me. I've never done comedy, so I'm really excited about this one.
One of my favorite flavors.
Yeah,
Some of the
yeah.
best, I like this, like the Evil Sublet one, I think was my favorite comedy horror for this last year. Just,
Okay, that's cool. I know you've mentioned that a couple times. I'm definitely
yeah.
gonna have to
Well,
check
it's
that
going to
out.
be in my head because I just was floored when I saw it the first time, especially if you have a New York background and I'm Boston
Okay,
background, you will totally get it. So,
right on. I'm super into that.
yeah. Um, are there people that you look to and say, wow, I wish I could do that, or I'm so glad I'm not doing that?
Yeah, some of my favorite filmmakers, I mean, I love Claire Denis. Like High Life was a big inspiration for this film. And uh Andrea Arnold, I mean horror filmmakers. I mean, I have a lot of love for Julia Ducournau. Apologies if I'm butchering her last name. And
Just to this.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, I mean, I mean, a lot of like women out there directing really powerful work. I mean, those are certainly
And they're
three of
finally
them.
getting heard. You guys are finally getting your turn in the
I
line.
l- I love it. I mean, I'm not someone I'm believe me, there's some all gender. I love people that make great stuff. You know what I mean? I recently saw Bring Her Back. Like those brothers, man. Wow. Talk to Me screwed me up. This one really got me. I love anything that leaves me, the film stays in your mind and like imprints there for days or weeks. I mean,
Well,
like I'm like
Slush did
success.
that to
You
me.
got me.
Honestly, Slush did that
I
to
love
me.
that's so I thank you so much for saying that. It really means a lot. And that's why
I,
we do it. We do
I'm
it
just
because we
waiting.
want,
I seriously sat there going, "There's, I gotta see the rest. I gotta see the rest." And the
yeah.
characters are
Yeah.
beautifully written. Do you like writing characters more or story more?
I think that's a great question too. I mean, I love both. I would say the characters that always come first for me. I'm like, because the whys of what they're doing and the situations that they're in, I like to really, I mean, there's so much backstory, even with Slush, with Frankie and her father, that's not explored in the short. I mean, I just had such a great time, diving into that.
Mhm. And
So
the
I would say
house is great.
characters first for
It's,
sure.
I thought
The
you have.
house, we actually got so lucky with that house. Our producer, Emily, that's her mother's house that she grew up in as a child, and they have like 20 acres out in Gig Harbor
Wow.
near Seattle. And yeah, we shot out there. Yeah, that was it's an incredible
It was
location for
beautiful. And I
us.
thought it was East Coast. I really did. I thought, oh, wow, is
You
this?
did? Oh,
Yeah, I thought it was like Finger Lakes or up by
yeah, I can see
yeah,
that.
yeah, because yeah, it's
Well,
gorgeous.
location's so important. I always say this, but like location is just as important as the characters. I mean, if not more. I mean, it's the atmosphere. I mean, nature. It needs to feel huge and also like encompassing, encroaching.
Yes, so you want
Um,
to feel like you're in there.
yeah.
If you could talk to the Portland viewers that are about to see your film or will see your film in the next few days after the thing, if they're watching it online, what
Yeah.
would you like them to know?
I would. like them to know that this is a film about family and it's a film about just coming home. And not all of us have a great relationship with home. Not everyone's always psyched to return. And this is for you, kind of to tap into that and explore it. And it's okay.
That's probably it because I'm from Boston and I don't live there. And I haven't lived there since I
Yeah.
was 20 something years old.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot. I didn't have a great relationship with home for many reasons when I was younger. I mean, I was, you change a lot,
Yeah,
but yeah, so it was really meaningful to me to make this film
that's
because,
cool.
my relationships with my family and where I grew up are so much different now, thankfully. But it took a lot of self-reflection and vulnerability for me to get there. And so
It does take sometimes a kick in the teeth
it
to
does.
remind you where your braces were put together. You know?
Yep, absolutely. And sometimes you have to be the one to make a change. And yeah.
And a lot of time you find out that you're the grown up in the family, and all this time you weren't. It's like, when did that happen?
Yeah, yeah, let's redo this here. Let's think about how I fit in this situation. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it. I mean, just it's a film about coming home.
Cool,
Um,
cool,
yeah.
cool,
And
cool.
hopefully you can have some fun with it.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing the next chapter of this. And it really did feel like I was reading one of my favorite books that I haven't read yet. It was
Oh,
like the start of something I don't want to put it down, but there's nothing left to pick up.
I
So
know, you're like, it's over. That's
I
good.
know. And it was so, to me, it went by like that. And I watched it again and it went by like that again. It was like, that's always the
Yeah, no,
way.
I hear you, and I hear that a lot. I mean, a lot of the feedback, you're like, oh, you always want so much more.
Yeah.
And I wish I could give that to you, but you'll have to wait for the
Damn
fun.
it. And I
Sorry.
also wanted to ride my bicycle afterwards. I don't
You too.
know.
That's so cool. Awesome. Awesome.
Um, we're just making this a short one today because I know I'm going to talk to you later on sometime because A,
Yeah.
adore your work. B, can't wait to talk about the next section of this. So,
Yes, that sounds great.
and I want you to warm up because I feel so bad you're shaking like a little leaf.
Oh, am I? Oh no, no, I'm totally fine. I'm having a wonderful time chatting with you. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Cool.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to going to Portland Horror tomorrow for the final day.
Cool.
And I hope we keep in touch. Thank you.
And Portland will be there. Okay, America, this has been the antisocial horror-ish show for the Portland Horror Film Festival 2025 trademark, and we will see you soon.